Gabriela Sarmiento Wilson, H.E.R. You won't believe how a girl who refused to show her face became one of the most respected artists of her generation. Imagine this: a little girl who could play 5 instruments before she even started kindergarten, who wrote songs before she could spell properly, and who published a poetry book at just 8 years old. Sounds unreal, right? But that's exactly how the story of Gabriela Sarmiento Wilson, better known as H.E.R., began. Now, picture this. You're sitting in your living room at age 10, and you're about to perform on national TV. Not lip sync, not a cute kid's act, a full performance of Alicia Keys's If I Ain't Got You with live piano. That's what Gabriela did. And when she finished, the audience wasn't just clapping politely, they were stunned. That day, the world saw something rare. But nobody knew that little girl would soon grow into one of the most mysterious and influential figures in music. Born in Vallejo, California, on the 27th of June 1997, Gabriela's world was full of sound. Her father was part of a local band called Urban Bushmen, and her Filipino mother, Agnes, played drums and worked in rehab care. Music wasn't just a family tradition, it was the heartbeat of their home. The house was always filled with instruments, jam sessions, and karaoke nights. Gabriela didn't just listen, she absorbed it. By the time most kids were learning multiplication, she was already mastering piano, guitar, drums, and bass. At 8 years old, she published a poetry book called Anything on Earth Poems. At 10, she stepped onto the national stage, performing on the Today Show and later at the legendary Apollo Theater. Imagine being 10 years old and performing where Aretha Franklin once sang. The crowd, the same one that could boo professionals off stage, was blown away. By 13, she was performing at the BET Awards, confidently singing Alicia Keys's Fallin'. That kind of poise didn't just impress the audience, it caught the attention of record labels. At 14, Gabriela signed her first deal with Sony's RCA Records, making her one of the youngest artists ever to land a major contract. Everyone expected her to explode into superstardom immediately. But something strange happened. As her career started to take off, Gabriela began feeling trapped. The industry wanted to mold her, shape her, and tell her who to be. Every part of her image was controlled. The songs she sang, the clothes she wore, even the way she talked. For a kid who had grown up writing her own music and expressing her feelings freely, it felt like being put in a box. So one day, she did something completely unexpected. She disappeared. For 2 whole years, Gabriela Wilson vanished from the public eye. No concerts, no interviews, no music releases. Everyone thought she'd quit. But in reality, she was finding herself reconnecting with her art and figuring out who she really wanted to be. And when she finally came back, she came back as someone else. In late 2016, a mysterious artist appeared out of nowhere. No one had ever seen her face. She went by a strange name, H.E.R., which stood for Having Everything Revealed. The irony was perfect. She revealed nothing about herself. No photos, no flashy appearances, no interviews. Just music, pure, emotional, soul-shaking music. Her debut project, H.E.R. Volume 1, dropped quietly in September 2016. No big launch, no promotions. Just 7 tracks uploaded online. But the songs spoke for themselves. Listeners were hit with this moody, intimate R&B sound that felt raw and real. Big names in the industry started paying attention. Usher, Alicia Keys, Tyrese, and Bryson Tiller all praised her online. Then came the moment that changed everything. In April 2017, Rihanna posted a video on Instagram with H.E.R.'s song Focus playing in the background. That one post blew up. Millions of people heard the track, and overnight, the internet went wild asking, "Who is H.E.R.?" Detective-style fans started connecting clues. Old videos of Gabriella Wilson singing sounded exactly like the mysterious H.E.R. The puzzle pieces fit. But even after people figured out her real identity, she didn't confirm it. The sunglasses stayed on. Her message was clear: the music matters, not the face. And that decision changed her life. In 2019, she won 2 Grammys, Best R&B Album and Best R&B Performance, for her duet with Daniel Caesar, Best Part. Standing on that stage, tears in her eyes, she proved that real talent didn't need a flashy image or viral gimmicks. The music spoke for itself. Then came I Can't Breathe, her powerful protest song inspired by the Black Lives Matter movement. It wasn't just music, it was a cry for justice. The song won Song of the Year at the Grammys. Later, she won an Oscar for Fight for You from Judas and the Black Messiah. She was only 23, and already halfway to EGOT status: Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony. But even at the top, she struggled. In 2022, while touring with Coldplay, performing for 80,000 people a night, she started questioning everything again. Imagine finishing a massive show, hearing thousands of fans scream your name, and then going back to a hotel room that feels empty. That's where she found herself tired, lonely, and unsure of who she was doing it all for. She said later, "I had a moment of, wait, what am I doing? Who am I doing this for? Why am I doing this?" For someone who built her career on authenticity, that realization was terrifying, but it was also necessary. During that dark moment, fate stepped in. She reconnected with legendary songwriter Diane Warren, the same woman she met as a teenager. Together, they worked on The Journey, a song that became her emotional rebirth. When H.E.R. recorded it, she broke down crying in the studio. The emotion in her voice was real, raw, and unfiltered. That song reminded her and the world why she was special. Since then, she's entered what she calls her selfish phase. Not in a bad way, in a healing way. She's learning to say no, to protect her peace, and to choose what truly matters. She's performing, acting in major films like The Color Purple, and mentoring young artists who want to stay true to their own voices. She's still intensely private, no big gossip stories, no constant headlines. When she talks about fame now, she says, "I'm comfortable with being alone. It's a healthy place to be." That's powerful. Her influence goes far beyond R&B. She's changed how artists think about image and authenticity. In a world obsessed with selfies and TikTok fame, she proved you can make people listen with your heart, not your face. If you loved this story, hit that like button, subscribe for more inspiring journeys, and tell me in the comments whose story should we uncover next. Because sometimes, the people we can't fully see are the ones who teach us the most about what it means to be real.